Let me describe somebody to you, and I want you to tell me if this sounds familiar. You wake up in the morning, and the first feeling that hits you before your feet even touch the floor is dread. You are good at your job, maybe even great at it, but something inside you has been quietly whispering for months, maybe years, that you were built for more than this. You've been ignoring it, pushing it down, telling yourself to be grateful, to be patient, to wait for the right time. But deep down, you know that what you are doing and who you were created to be are no longer in the same zip code. If that is you, I need you to stay right here because today I am going to give you 5 undeniable signs that God is shifting you out of your 9 to 5 and what to do when He does. Hey, family, welcome back to Fit for Millions, where we help business owners, CEOs, Christian leaders, and founders build businesses rooted in purpose, peace, profit, and freedom. Real topics, biblical truth, no fluff. I'm Jasmine LeSanker, and today we are talking about something that is sitting on the hearts of so many people watching this right now. How to know when it is time to leave your job and take the leap into what God actually called you to build. This one is personal and it is practical. Let's get into it. Here is the thing about staying somewhere past your season. We do it because comfort is powerful. Even when we are underpaid, overworked, undervalued, and spiritually drained, familiarity feels safer than the unknown. So we stay and we stay and we keep staying. But Ecclesiastes 3:1 says, there is a time for everything and a season for every activity under the heavens. Every assignment has an expiration date. And when God is done with you in a place staying past that date does not just make you unhappy, it can actually make you sick. Like food that was fresh when you brought it home from the store, but has been sitting in the refrigerator 3 weeks too long. What once nourished you can start to harm you. So how do you know when your season is up? Here are the 5 signs. Sign number 1, the environment has become toxic and you no longer align with it. In a previous video, and I'll link it right here, we talked about inappropriate relationships in the workplace and how they completely corrupt a team's culture. That video is one of the reasons I wanted to do this one, because a toxic environment is absolutely one of the first signs it is time to go. When promotions are no longer based on performance, but on proximity, meaning who you are close to rather than what you bring to the table, the culture has broken down. When gossip, drama, favoritism, and dysfunction have replaced integrity and accountability, you are no longer in a growth environment. And here is the kingdom principle. You cannot fulfill a God-given purpose in an environment that is fundamentally opposed to God-given values. Your alignment matters. Your atmosphere matters. If you have to compromise who you are just to survive where you are, that is a sign. God is calling you somewhere else. Sign number 2, your value is no longer being recognized or rewarded. This one is personal for me. I was at a job where I was exceeding expectations consistently. I was showing up, going above and beyond, outperforming what was asked of me. And when my performance review came around, I was told there would be no raise, no growth in compensation, nothing. And that feeling of giving everything you have and being told it still isn't worth more is one of the most deflating things a high-performing person can experience. Now, let me be clear. This is not about entitlement or mediocre performance. We are talking about the employee who is genuinely excelling, who is contributing at the highest level, who is investing in the company's success with their time, their energy, and their gifts. If that is you and the organization still cannot find a way to honor that, they are not your destiny. They are your delay. Proverbs 22:29 says, do you see someone skilled in their work? They will serve before kings. They will not serve before officials of low rank. Your skill has a royal destination. Do not let a limited organization become your ceiling. Sign number 3, there is no room left to grow. I experienced this one too. I was already in a leadership role and I had honestly mastered what I was doing. I was ready for the next level, ready to be challenged in a new way, learn something new, take on more responsibility, and yes, make more money doing it. So I applied for a higher position, the next step in my career path. And do you know what I received in return? Nothing. Not an email, not a phone call, not a meeting, not even a rejection. Complete silence. As if the application never existed. As if my years of service and proven track record meant nothing. And here is what I want to say to any CEO or company leader watching this: your employees deserve better than that. Even if you went with another candidate, the people who have invested in your vision deserve an explanation, a conversation, and a pathway forward. Silence is not leadership. Silence is a signal, and the signal it sends is that you do not value your people. But here is the flip side. If you are the employee in this situation, that silence might be God protecting you from a position that was never meant for you anyway. Sometimes a closed door is not rejection. It is redirection. And the next door he opens will make you forget all about the one that stayed shut. Sign number 4. Technology is making your role obsolete and the clock is ticking. I want to talk about something that most people are not taking seriously enough. And by the time they do, it will be too late. AI and technology are not coming for jobs someday in the future. They are here right now. Companies are actively replacing roles with automation, artificial intelligence, and systems that cost them a fraction of what a full-time employee does. We saw the beginning of the shift during the pandemic when entire organizations discovered they could operate remotely. That was the warm-up. Now layoffs are happening across industries. Unemployment numbers are climbing. And the people getting hit the hardest are the ones who never saw it coming because they assumed loyalty to a company was a shield. I worked with a client who was laid off with absolutely no warning. She had a family, a mortgage, bill, a life that was entirely dependent on that income. One day she had a job. The next day she didn't. But here is the rest of her story, because this is the part that matters most. After working with Fit for Millions, she started her own business. And not only is it thriving, she is building a brand and a legacy that no company will ever be able to take from her. She is working on her terms, spending more time with her family, and creating generational wealth that will outlast her career. Nobody can lay you off from your own business. Deuteronomy 8:18 says, God gives you the ability to produce wealth, not a corporation, not a CEO, not an HR department, God. And he gave you gifts, skills, and a purpose that were designed to produce on your terms in your lane for his glory. The question is, are you going to wait for the layoff notice or are you going to move before it comes? Sign number 5, your purpose in that place is gone. This is the most important sign of all. And it is the hardest one to explain, but if you are spiritually in tune, you will know exactly what I am talking about. God places us in every job and every role for a reason. Whether you are customer facing or behind the scenes, every position carries a kingdom assignment. There are people you are meant to serve, seeds you are meant to plant, and a specific work God wants to do through you in that environment. But when that assignment is complete, something shifts and you can feel it. I know a woman who was a top sales performer at her company for years, consistently, reliably. And then one month, her numbers dropped. Then the next month, the same thing. She was doing everything right, same strategies, the same work ethic, the same effort, but the results were not following. Some people would chalk that up to a bad season, but this woman was spiritually discerning enough to recognize that something deeper was happening. It was not the industry. It was not her performance. It was God shifting her out. She had stayed past her expiration date in that role, And he was allowing the fruit to dry up as an invitation to move. The following month, she left. She connected with Fit for Millions, started the business God had been placing on her heart for years, the one she had been too afraid to pursue because the salary felt too comfortable to walk away from. And today, she is running a 7-figure business with more time for her family than she ever had before. That quiet discomfort you have been feeling, that restlessness, that sense that the role that once fit you perfectly now feels like shoes that are 2 sizes too small. That is not anxiety. That is discernment. That is God's gentle nudge saying, your season here is done. I have something bigger waiting. Are you ready? Let's recap the 5 signs. It is time to leave your 9 to 5. Sign number 1. The environment is toxic and you no longer align with it. You cannot grow in a culture that is rooted in dysfunction. Sign number 2. Your value is no longer being recognized or rewarded. Your skills have a royal destination. Don't let a limited organization become your ceiling. Sign number 3. There is no room left to grow. A closed door is not always rejection. Sometimes it is redirection. Sign number 4. Technology may be making your role obsolete. Don't wait for the layoff. Start building now while you still have income to do it. Sign number 5. Your purpose in that place is gone. When the fruit stops and the peace leaves, pay attention. God may be shifting you out of comfort and into calling. And remember, what was once good for you can expire. Do not let fear keep you in a refrigerator that stopped serving you a long time ago. Now, I want to hear from you. Which one of these 5 signs hit closest to home? Drop it in the comments right now. 1 word, 1 sentence, whatever you're comfortable sharing. Let's build this conversation together because I know someone watching this is on the edge of the biggest decision of their life. If this video gave you clarity or confirmation, hit that like button and share it with a friend who needs to hear this today. That share might be the push that changes their entire trajectory. Subscribe to Fit for Millions. If you are not already here, we show up every week with real content for real people who are ready to build something that lasts. And if you are done waiting, if you are ready to take what God placed inside of you and build a business rooted in purpose, peace, profit, and freedom, Fit for Millions is here to walk that journey with you. We have helped women just like you go from laid off to legacy, from employee to entrepreneur, from surviving to thriving on their own terms. The link to work with us is in the description below, or join our free community of women webinars to learn more about how to create the life you've always wanted. You were not designed to just clock in and clock out for the rest of your life. You were designed to build something. And the time to start is not when everything is perfect. The time to start is now. We love you. God bless you in your business, and I'll see you in the next one.